6.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Chef D, Nutrition and Wellness Guy. Welcome back to my Nutrition and Wellness Guy podcast. Today is episode 15, Blood Sugar Health. This is one of those episodes I'm excited about because you all have been writing in. I should say you all, that's cap. I'm sorry. Some of you have been writing in asking about, hey, can you talk more about diabetes? Can you talk more about blood sugar? And this is your week. We dropped on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on my other platforms, visuals. I'm a visual learner. So you got to see some red flags, some MicroHabits, some top 3 foods. So in this episode, I'm going to touch on each one of those. And then I'm going to talk about some key functions about blood sugar and how it affects the body. And then I'm excited because on Fridays, which is our Coach's Corner part of the podcast, we sit down with a professional where we can go a little bit deeper. And that's what I'm excited about. If you're listening to this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please remember to rate this episode and share it with someone who you care about. And if you're watching this on YouTube, what's up? Don't forget to like this at the end. I know people ask you to like, subscribe, and share. You haven't even heard it yet. But at the end of this, if you like what you heard, or even better than that, if you believe there's somebody in your life who can benefit from this, share it. And then, subscribe, because I have a lot of content coming out throughout the week. So let's get right into it. So blood sugar is one of those silent disruptors. So this is for people who are, you may not be diabetic, or you may be pre-diabetic. So we're going to talk about constant cravings, crashes, and even a lack of energy and unusual weight gain around the midsection. In this episode, we're going to actually talk about 3 red flags that your blood sugar health is off. We'll talk about 3 micro habits that you can do today to help support a better blood sugar health lifestyle. That's a lot. And then we'll talk about 3 of my top, I gotta always keep saying that, 3 of my top 3 foods that can support you on your blood health sugar journey. There's a lot of food top choices you can pick, but these are my 3. These are what I've used to maintain mine, and what I recommend as strategies for my clients. Again, I'm not a doctor. We're not here to treat, cure, or diagnose anything that may be going on with your blood sugar health. But as a nutritionist, as a certified personal trainer, and a behavior change specialist, I'm here to give our community strategy and also connect us to other professionals who are way smarter than I am to go deeper into each of these topics, so we have a well-rounded approach when we go back to our general provider, practitioner, or the specialist who we are dealing with within our healthcare network to make sure we have a better overall health lifestyle. As you guys know, it's all about being healthy-ish. So this is not for the extremes. If you want to be a size 0 or a bodybuilder with 100 abs and muscles popping out all your shirts and stuff, there's so many other people that you can tune into. This is for everyday people who want to edge and are taking their health seriously from the inside to the outside, not the outside to the inside. That's not what our community is about. That's why there's no promotional banner above my head saying includes promotional video. There's nothing, I'm not sponsoring anything. This is about whatever nature has to offer and what's in your circle of influence, and we put those together for a better lifestyle. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to blood sugar key functions, first and foremost, glucose fuels every cell. So every cell in the body is being fueled by glucose, this is blood sugar. However, it needs insulin to be used properly, so we don't have over glucose spikes and depletions and all that fun stuff. Chronically high or spiking blood sugar equals, so when your blood sugar levels are chronically high or even low, super low blood sugar, that's a such thing too. This spikes, or this causes inflammation. It may cause fat storage, brain fog, and fatigue. So some indicators or markers that you can be on the lookout for And we're going to get into red flags, but these are just functions. We're talking about blood sugar functions. Is when you're starting to notice inflammation, when you're noticing that stubborn fat around the midsection area and around other parts of your body, that lipid storage, when you're noticing just fatigue and brain fog. These are some indications that the blood sugar function is not operating at a balanced, regulated level, that things could be off. So this is something that you definitely want to stay on top of. And this is why diet and lifestyle all come into play. I know that diet word seems to be scary for some people, but diet is just pretty much what you consume. What are you consuming on a normal basis is really your diet. I'm a flexitarian, so I don't eat meat as my main source of protein. I don't eat meat every single meal, but I don't not eat meat. I like that balanced approach of the flexitarian lifestyle, but I'm very particular about the meats I eat. I'm very particular about the carbohydrates I consume. I'm very particular about the fats I eat. And as a flexitarian, I try to stay away from ultra processed foods and also processed foods just because I want balance. It's not that I don't eat that stuff. It's just the fact that I do it in moderation, because the 3 M's for our healthyish family, if you know, you know, is moderation, movement, and mindset. So as long as those 3 things are in play, I'm very proud of the life that I've built and the life I'm building. And I'm here to make sure that you can also be proud of the lifestyle that you're building, that blueprint. Another thing, blood sugar affects hormones, cravings, sleep, weight gain, even without being diabetic. So when your blood sugar is off, some indicators that you are heading in the wrong direction when it comes to blood sugar health is those constant cravings, just not having good sleep, and just being off, just your energy, your mood. This could be an effect of blood sugar. Now, down the road, we do have a week that we just really talk about blood health. And that can go into a little deeper about some other biomarkers to be on the lookout for. But right now, we're just talking about blood sugar and the glycogen and the insulin, and how those not regulated can really disrupt sleep, mood, clarity, focus. And last but not least, and here we go, when it comes to key blood sugar functions, so poor blood sugar regulation leads to insulin resistance and metabolic disorders over time. That's why we started with this. When I started the episode, blood sugar health blood sugar is a silent disruptor. It doesn't show off. I mean, as we're young, to our teenage stage, to our young adult stage, to our older adult stage, there's habits that we've been doing. There's a lack of discipline in certain areas. There's not the best choices we've been making, and we may not see the evidence of that right away. However, when it comes to blood sugar, at some point in time, you have to pay the piper. And what we want to make sure is that even if you are pre-diabetic, or even if you are diabetic, that there are natural ways to get the body back on track. And if you're working with professionals that you trust, they can work with you to get off that medication, to get out of the pre-diabetic stage, and to really get to a place where you're proud and you're naturally supplying your body with what it needs for regulation. Now, here's some 3 red flags your blood sugar might be struggling. So flag number 1, crashing after meals. Now, we hear the word the itis, and it's usually just attached to a particular group of folks, but itis can hit everybody. And what that pretty much is a slang for, hey, you are sleepy after you eat. Sometimes it's referring to, holidays, or after a big meal, you ate so much and now you have the itis, you're tired. That's not a thing. You're not supposed to be that way. That's not a badge of honor that you ate so much food that you're almost in a comatose kind of stage. No, that's saying you overdid it. You overspiked your blood sugar level. You overconsumed past the point of just being satiated. And now your body is scrambling to process all that you just consumed. You're overworking and overtaxing your body. Now, every once in a while, it happens. You're on vacation, or you're at a wedding, or you're celebrating a special occasion. Go for it. But sometimes this is a normal way for some people to just eat until you crash, until you're just so tired you want to lay down. That's not the way to do it. And that's a red flag that your blood sugar health is going in the wrong direction. Another flag, belly fat that won't budge. So right in this area, and you probably not be able to see it, but around your stomach area, lipids, that's fat buildup. You got the visceral level, you got the subcutaneous level. There's so many levels and layers of fat. However, even with sit-ups and running and walking and yoga and Pilates and HIIT classes and Zumba classes, you find that you cannot lose your belly stubborn fat. That could be an indication that you have poor blood sugar health, and you might want to get that checked out. You have a nutritionist that you can count on, a dietitian, a personal trainer. They all need to be working together, even with your provider, to make sure that your blood sugar level, your blood sugar markers are right where they're supposed to be. So that way you're not working hard and not seeing the results. That's the most frustrating thing when you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're drinking your water, you're getting your rest, and you can't get rid of belly fat. Everywhere else, the fat is melting away. Your arms, your legs, your back, everywhere else. But your stomach seems to be the issue. That could be a blood sugar red flag. And last but not least, tongue twister, middle of the night wake-ups or woke-ups. Wake-ups, I'm thinking woke folk, but wake-ups. So when you are in the middle of the night waking up, sometimes you wake up to pee or you're peeing a lot. That has been associated as a blood sugar thing or a pre-diabetic symptom or something that shows, hey, if you're getting up to pee all throughout the night a few times, that may not just be because you drink too much water. That could do something with your blood sugar levels. But with this red flag, it's saying that, hey, you're just waking up in the middle of the night and you don't even know why you're up. Sometimes you think of that as cortisol, but it could also be blood sugar levels, and you might want to get that checked out. After we got our red flags, as you know, with our podcast here, we go into our micro habits. So micro habits, these are everyday habits you can apply or you can stack to make sure that you're supporting your blood health. Now, mind you, when we do our Coach's Corner on Friday, we bring on a professional or an advocate or even a counselor who can talk deeper about this stuff. But right now, we just want to cover the fundamentals, the foundation of it. So 3 of my micro habits to balance blood sugar daily. Number 1, eat fiber-rich veggies first at meals. So what is this saying? It's pretty much prepping the spike. If you have 3 items, you have a meat, you have a starch, you have greens. Hopefully that's the balance that you're dealing with. Or you just have a protein and you have greens. This is saying eat the greens first. Again, this is a strategy. I'm not saying I got this out the Bible. I'm saying this is a strategy that has been used, and scientifically it shows when it comes to balancing that blood sugar spike. So leafy greens or bitter greens, eating that first and then eating everything else that's going on in the plate is a good strategy to help balance your blood sugar health. Number 2, walk 10 minutes after eating. Now, y'all know this is my thing. I talk about this all the time. I love walking. I wish I could do it after every meal. I mean, naturally, I probably do it after breakfast because usually I'll go to the gym afterwards. If I do a breakfast, usually I just do my protein shake. Lunch is tricky because I'm probably usually on the go. But dinner's my time that I really like to, again, if it's raining outside, I have a treadmill in the house. And just a good walk for better circulation. Now you get to know that, because you've heard this habit, micro habit, in other health weeks that we covered. So now you know walking after you eat could positively affect your blood health, your blood sugar health. That's huge because that's something that's within your control. And sometimes you say, hey, well, I don't have a treadmill at the house. You can walk up and down the steps for 10 minutes. You can walk around the kitchen table for 10 minutes. You can walk from the front of the house to the back of the house for 10 minutes. You're moving. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. It's all about movement. And the third thing is replace sugary drinks with cinnamon or ginger tea. That's a micro habit. Now, before you come at me, I know someone's like, well, where am I gonna get cinnamon drink from? I got you. What this is pretty much saying is that instead of going for the soft drinks or the juices, and y'all know some of your juice labels don't say 100% juice, and even the ones that do say 100% juice, some of the ingredients are a fruit concentrate, which is not sometimes the best long term because it's just concentrated sugar, fructose in your beverage, which again does spike. So what I'm saying is that be intentional about what times of the day or what meals you want to balance out with a drink that is sweet or that is sweet to taste. Again, I'm a water guy, so it's a lot easier for me to just drink my water. I'm not a soft drink guy anyway, so that's never been a temptation for me. However, if you love your Coca-Colas or your Pepsis or your Poppies, or what's the other? It's one that's out right now. That's another, not Poppy, Olipop, I think it is. Either way, there's drinks out there that are sugar-based. What I'm saying is just make sure you balance it out. They're doing a lot better because some of these drinks have stevia or they have sugar alternatives. But again, for this micro habit, it's saying, hey, skip all of that if you can and just go for water some meals. And if you don't want to just do water, switch up for some teas. And you're like, hey, it's hot outside. Do it an iced tea. You can do an iced herbal tea. That's actually pretty fun. And you can mix it up with some things in it to make it your own. You can put some fresh lemons, some cucumbers in it. Just make it your own, but we're getting more intentional. And the cinnamon is always a good thing for blood sugar health. Ceylon cinnamon. Oh my gosh, there's a lady. I'm gonna find her and I might try to tag her. She's like, I love her. She'd be like, don't forget the cinnamon. I gotta look for her. She's the best. She has a lot of good content and she has a lot of great ways to control your health functions in a holistic, natural way. I gotta look up her information and put her in the description. But she's the bomb. But her main thing is Ceylon cinnamon. She puts it in she could be making, I don't know, like macaroni and cheese or something, the healthy way. And at the end, she'll be like, don't forget the cinnamon. She's dope. I'm up here fanning out, my bad. But again, that's what we're saying when it's saying cinnamon or ginger tea. Shout out to my sister Felicia, family calls her Peaches. At the beginning of the week, she takes like a bunch of bulbs of of ginger, and she cuts it up and she simmers it for, I guess, 15 minutes. She cools it down and then she puts it in her refrigerator. She usually has 1 or 2 pitchers and she has ginger she drinks throughout the week and it's cold. And she can hook it up. Maybe she put a little honey in it, a little stevia, maybe throw a lemon in there, some pineapple juice, whatever. But she always keeps it fun. Or sometimes she likes to just drink the ginger tea. I like it too. But I'm just giving you strategies to help control blood sugar health. Now, when it comes to top 3 foods, I always say this, you got your top 3. I want to know your top 3. So if you could put your top 3 in the comments, I like that. I'm not going to hate on your top 3. Don't hate on my top 3. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got a concern about my top 3, I always want to hear that. But these are my top 3. This work for me. This work with some of my clients. I'm in the military. I share with some of my soldiers. This is what works for us. But again, do what works for you and don't be stingy about it. Share about it in the comments so we can all be on. But my top 3, you'll hear me say this time and time again, leafy greens. Now, the reason why leafy greens are good for blood sugar health is because of the magnesium and fiber for the insulin support. So leafy greens do help with insulin support and also when it comes to that fiber component. You want things to move and flow. Number 3, I'm almost finished. I don't know if that got blurry because, the focus of the camera. These are berries. I am a berry guy. You can call me Chef Berry Chef. I don't know. That is so corny. But anyway, I love my berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries are my 3 main go-tos. But there's so many other raspberries, boysenberries. But berries are a great food. They are low. They rank low on the low glycemic index, and they are antioxidant rich. Again, I'm a berry guy. I love berries. I eat berries throughout the day, and it's a good fiber food too. But good for blood sugar health. So if you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic and you want to get your insulin back on track, you want to get your blood sugar back on track, what I've recommend, because I do it for myself and I think it might work for you, is including berries, fresh berries into your day, or even the frozen ones. Just put it in a smoothie. Just get you some berries. And last but not least, chia seeds. Yes, chia seeds. They blood sugar stabilizing trio of fiber, fat, and protein. Chia seeds are like a power food. They are so small, almost like a mustard seed, but mighty. And these things are so versatile because you could put them in so many things like puddings. You could put them in oatmeal. You could put them in your smoothies. But chia seeds are also another, for me, they're top food when it comes to blood sugar health and regulation. And that's pretty much it. Again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. The comment section is for us. Community, we are healthyish. This is the healthyish family. So put your questions in there, put your concerns in there. Also, put some of what are your micro habits that you have been doing to help stay out of diabetic stage or to get you out of pre-diabetic stage? What are some things that you've heard on the internet or that your provider has shared with you? Not hearsay, but stuff you know has worked. You've seen it work. Share that with us. Top foods. We love stuff like that because we can look in the comments. I'm always in the comments. And this is good before we start our community. We're starting a healthyish community on Facebook coming up soon. And I'm excited about that because I'm going to be even more involved with you all with weekly calls where we're on Zoom and we'll do challenges, daily challenges. So be on the lookout for that. But that's it for this episode 15. I think this is episode 15 when it comes to blood sugar health. I appreciate you all for being here. And remember, health is wealth. And I'm just here to make sure you're getting paid. Until next time, yum on.